Have you ever engaged in a serious debate over which is better, Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings? Have you ever played Smash or Pass using only characters from Star Wars and Marvel movies? If you answered yes to any of these questions, we have the podcast for you. Listen to The Steam Gentlemen, the podcast where an expert panel convenes to ask the questions about pop culture and social commentary that other podcasts are afraid to ask. Listen to The Steam Gentlemen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Ladies and gentlemen, Wrestling Fans International Association is back. That's right, the premier fan club association of the 1970s and 1980s has been revived and is back in business. Join today. It's free at thewfia.org. That's thewfia.org. You can also join us on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/WFIA 1969. Back in action, ladies and gentlemen, with the 1987 Supermod. I am your host, Brad Drake, and this is the World Wrestling Federation all month long for the month of July, and we are doing another television taping here for Superstars of Wrestling. Nobody is absent except who we expect to be out, and we are piggybacking on the previous taping because if you remember, we actually record 4 shows at once. So let's go ahead and get to the business here of our show. We're going to have a couple dark matches. Sherri Martel, the new ladies world champion, is going to defend her title. We're also going to see Sam Houston and his partner, Brad Rheingans, in tag team action. On the main card here, Barry O is going to face Ron Bass. Scotty Williams is going to battle Rick Martel. Rick Martel is going to have some problems with those pesky Islanders. Speaking of the Islanders will be in action. Ravishing Rick Rude will be in singles action. Ricky Steamboat is in the main, the semi-main event. And in our main event, everybody, we are going to see the Hart Foundation defend the World Tag Team title against the Rougeau brothers. We're going to see some promos. The Honky Tonk Man will cut a promo. We're going to see some action with Tito, Santana, and Rick Martel. We are going to see a Ricky Steamboat promo, and we will also see a Macho Man Randy Savage promo. With all that said, everybody, let's get to booking. And here we go. Minelli versus Martel in the opener. Sherri Martel, of course, is our ladies champion. She has defeated the fabulous Moolah, and she's also got a mean streak, and she's pretty close to becoming Sensational Sherri here. So here is Sherri Martel, and she gets the W, and she defends her crown. Sherri Martel was an excellent women's wrestler, maybe one of the best of all time. All right, Renslow and Wagner are going to face the team of Houston and Rheingans. And Houston and Rheingans are giving up some major size here to the former Wild Alaskans. Here is Houston and Rheingans. And here are Renslow and Wagner. And of course, we are going to give the win here to Houston and Rheingans. We're going to have Brad Rheingans get the win here for the team. All right, so that one is also booked. Up next, Barry O and Ron Bass are going to kick this one off here. 3 minutes of course enhancement. And we are once again in Madison, Wisconsin. Ron Bass may not be that over in the Great Lakes region, but that's exactly why we're doing what we're doing here. All right, so here we go. We're on Bass with the W, everybody. The Honky Tonk Man is going to cut a promo. Honky Tonk Man cuts a promo. And as we know, Honky Tonk Man is engaged in a feud with the Macho Man Randy Savage. Here is the Honky Tonk Man. Here is Craig DeGeorge. Here is Randy Savage. These two have been spewing some venom at each other, and this one will not disappoint. Honky Tonk Man was excellent on the microphone. All right, that one is booked. Up next, Scotty Williams and Rick Martel. Here we go, 3 minutes. Williams versus Martel. Rick Martel lost his partner Tom Zank some time ago, and he has been catching it on both ends from the Islanders without a partner. He's a man in a feud all by himself. So here is Rick Martel, and of course Rick Martel is going to get the victory here. Here's where things are going to get interesting. We're going to make this one 6 minutes. Yep. Rick Martel is attacked by the Islanders, but saved by Tito Santana. Strike Force is born. Yeah. All right, here's Rick Martel. Here's Haku. Here's Tama. Here is Rick Martel. I'm sorry, Tito Santana. Entertainment. Entertainment. We'll go entertainment for all four. We'll see how we do here. And this one is booked. Now, we're going to add the new team here. Here is Strike Force. Strike Force is now in there. If we click on it again, it should come up. And for some reason, Strike Force is not showing. What the hell? Probably inactive. There we go. Active unit. Formed August 1987. We're going to save the team. They have some experience because they've already tagged in the AWA. Not enough for 26, but experience, but that's what they got it listed as here. All right, Crimley and Evans. You know what? We got some other work to do here. Storylines. Reed and Santana is over. And we'll hold off on doing the Rick Martel Strike Force Islanders one just yet. All right, so we have Crimley, Jeff Crimley, and Jim Evans against the Islanders next. Crimley and Evans versus the Islanders. Here's Jeff Crimley. And here is Jim Evans. They're facing that nasty team of the Islanders. And the Islanders were a nasty team. They were a good team. I wish they had a longer run. Something happened with Tama where he got pissed off and quit. He'd resurface as part of the Head Shrinkers, I believe. All right, so there we go. The Islanders get the win here. And up next, we have Bobby Heenan. He's going to cut a promo with Rick Rude. Bobby Heenan cuts a promo with Rick Rude. I can't remember how good Rick Rude is on the microphone, so for this one, we won't use Rick Rude. We'll let Bobby Heenan do all the talking. Of course, he's talking to Craig DeGeorge. So this one's booked. And next, we have Sam Cody against Rick Rude. 3-minute enhancement bout. Cody's going to do what Cody does best, and that is lose to the Ravishing One. Sam Cody was around for a long time. Here's Sam Cody. Ugly SOB. There's Rick Rude. This is before everybody had a beard. So he actually had a unique look. Nowadays, everybody has a beard. If you're clean shaven, everybody looks at you like you're funny. But back then, it was not that common. This is a very nice beard, too. It goes into the hairline just perfect. There's no way of seeing his ears. Rick Rude with the win here, everybody, and looking great on TV. All right, up next, we have a Ricky Steamboat promo. That one's going to be a 5-minute promo because that's what we messed up the last time. Ricky Steamboat cuts a promo. Ricky Steamboat is not the greatest of promos, but that's okay. He's got to get his TV time. So here's Steamboat Entertainment. He's talking to Craig DeGeorge. He's not in a feud right now. So there we go. And Ricky Steamboat is going to battle Joey Maggs here. Young guy, looks like $1 million. This would be a good match. Maggs versus Steamboat. And here is Joey Maggs. Here is Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. One of my all-time favorites. And he came out to that song that the Chicago Bulls would later use. That was his original theme. I think it was called Sirius by the Alan Parsons Project. Sirius. Sirius. Because I think the other part of the song was called Orion, or maybe it's the opposite. No, it's Sirius and Eye in the Sky, I believe. Fair enough. All right, Ricky Steamboat, regardless, with the victory. But it was a cool entrance. It really was. WrestleMania 4, when he came out, my brothers and I were pumped, and we were convinced Steamboat was taking the whole tournament. Then he got beat. All right. The Macho Man Randy Savage is going to cut a promo here, everybody. And of course, the Macho Man is reveling in his face turn here. He's talking to Craig DeGeorge. He's talking about that honky tonk man. Honky is off screen. Savage is on entertainment. That one's in the books. Here comes our big main event, everybody. And it will be a 14-minute bout. And we're going to see the Rougeau brothers get a much-deserved tag team title match. And the Hart Foundation, in my opinion, one of the best teams to ever do it in the WWF. They were just outstanding together. I was always disappointed when they brought the Anvil back in the mid-90s there, when they were doing the heel run, that he never worked another tag match with Bret Hart. I thought they should have done that at least one time. I remember very clearly the Patriot and Vader faced Bret Hart and Davey Boy Smith on a special Friday night's main event. And I really thought that the Anvil should have been in that spot, but what do I know, right? I know the Anvil had some drug problems. Maybe he wasn't dependable at that point. Something was going on. I just don't know what it was. All right, the Anvil is going to get the win for his team here. It is going to come due to the interference of that no good Jimmy Hart. So there we go. Hart Foundation will defend. We were smart here, and we did cut a minute off of one of our promos. That's the problem right there. No. Heenan don't have a good score, so we'll just cut this one back 1 minute. All right, this one's booked. We're going to go ahead and start the show, and we'll see how we do. Sherri Martel gets the win with that sleeper. She defends her title. Look at that, 72. We're also in Great Lakes, where she was very popular in the AWA. Up next here, Houston and Rheingans get the victory as Brad Rheingans wins with that bridging suplex. Of course, he's got a big score here because we are in AWA country here. Good stuff. All right, Ron Bass gets the win over Barrios. 71 for Ron Bass, 40 overall. Not bad. Honky Tonk Man cuts a nice promo here, 74. I was hoping to see that one in the 80s, but what are you going to do? The game does some oddball things sometimes. Scotty Williams against Rick Martel. Rick Martel gets to win with that Boston Crab, and still an enhancement match, still pulls a 70, which is great. And we get a 68 here for the Strike Force and Islanders deal here. Lots of green. Green equals money, but that's okay. 68 isn't bad. All right, up next here, the Islanders get the victory over Crimley and Evans. 78 and a 58 for the Islanders, 57 overall for the match. All right, up next here, there we go. Bobby Heenan does a real nice job with his charge ravishing Rick Rude here. Lots of green, 80 overall. Good stuff. Rick Rude gets the win over Sam Cody with that reverse neck breaker, also known as the Rude Awakening. Rick Rude is beginning one heck of a run here, and he had a great run in the WWF. 69 overall for this one. Moving right along, Ricky Steamboat scrapes together a 70 for his promo. Not the end of the world for Ricky Steamboat. Moving on here, Steamboat still gets a 70 in a enhancement match. Uses that double chicken wing. That was a cool submission, if any of you remember that. He would double armbar the guy, then flip over, and that was the submission. 94 and 37 nets us a 70. Lots of green here. Green equals money. And short match length and consistency, that hurts us, but that's what's expected. All right, up next here, Randy Savage with a great promo, 97. And the Macho Man is working wonders here in his face turn. Good stuff. Lots of green here. Up next, Rougeau's and the Hart Foundation. What a terrific score here. 90 overall for this match. Lots of green. Green equals money. The Rougeau's were fantastic, very underrated, and very appreciated. Underappreciated. You watch their matches nowadays, you realize how good they were. When they had their heel turn, I hated them. Ooh, did I hate them. They were so obnoxious. And boy, I watch them now and I realize how talented they were. The Hart Foundation, of course, probably even more talented than the Rougeau brothers, which is a tough thing to do. And the Harts get the win here with the heart attack after the interference from Jimmy Hart. So you know what happened there. There was a megaphone tossed in and used, and that led to the heart attack. 90 overall. Green equals money. Good stuff. We get a gain here in all 38 regions with a 90 overall for this one. And some outstanding scores here, everybody. It's all about getting that main event when you got things set up like we do. All right, so we will be moving on to our third taping of Superstars of Wrestling. And of course, that will be on our next show. So, for what's going on here? 9.5. How the heck did that happen? Got that one fixed. I will make the change here. Everybody, that's going to do it for us for this episode. For those of you that are new to the channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Drop us a message below. Let us know what you think of the show so far. Tell us how you found it. How did you come across this show? Do you want more? You can get more. Patreon.com/PowerCast Network. For only $5, everybody, you get access to version 10.1 of the Supermod, all of our spreadsheets, all of our shows early and YouTube ad-free, and so much more, everybody. Check it out today. It's just $5. Patreon.com/PowerCast Network. Make sure to stop by on social media and check us out at Facebook.com/groups/1987 Supermod. And don't forget, everybody, Wrestling Fans International Association is looking for fans like you at the WFIA.org. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next time.